Chapter 200. Even though Daniel and Olivia were not officially married, both of them had already been together for the longest time. Some time ago, Daniel and Olivia had been careless, and she had even gotten pregnant unexpectedly. In order not to invoke any gossips or rumors, the old lady had asked Olivia to have an abortion and wait to have a child only after they got married. Unexpectedly, the White family was seeking to annul their engagement now. Didn't this mean that Daniel had been playing around with her granddaughter all this while? Not only that, but he was thinking of leaving after getting her granddaughter pregnant? Lady Richard was furious, and she asked in a trembling voice, "Mr. White, what do you mean by this? The Richard family has never offended you in any way. Moreover, we had always regarded Daniel as our own son even before he got together with Olivia. Olivia was even pregnant with Daniel's child. Still, I asked her to get an abortion because I was considering our family's reputation, since it would not be good for her to be pregnant before both of them are married. So, how can you do this to her now?" Olivia suddenly burst into tears after her grandmother spoke about the child. Hazel sneered before he said, "The only person that you can blame for this matter is yourself. You cannot blame anyone else. You can only blame yourself for being so shameless, Lady Richard." Lady Richard was surprised that Hazel would suddenly humiliate and insult her in this manner. "What did I do?" Hazel simply replied, "You and your family tried to snatch and take over the villa that I gave to Alex. How could I ever become relatives with people who are as shameless as your family?" Lady Richard was dumbfounded. Then, she blurted out, "This is a problem between the Richard family and Alex. Why are you interfering in our family matters?" Hazel replied coldly, "You really are shameless, Lady Richard. I gave that villa to Alex to express my gratitude and thanks to him, but you actually tried to snatch it away from him? Why don't you take a look at yourself in the mirror?" Lady Richard felt a sharp pain in her chest. Hazel really did not give her any face at all. She knew that the White family was extremely wealthy, but how could they insult her like this? However, Lady Richard did not dare to refute Hazel's words at all. This was because she knew that she was already at the losing end in this matter. Moreover, she really did not expect Hazel to have so much respect for Alex, that piece of trash. How had things turned out this way? Meanwhile, Olivia was sitting on the ground as her mind went completely blank, and she did not know what she should do anymore. She simply looked at Daniel as she continued crying, "Daniel, I was pregnant with your child. You cannot leave me just like this." Daniel replied, "If you want to blame anyone, the only person that you can blame is your grandmother, your father, and also your brother." Then, Daniel continued speaking, "I also cannot forgive the Richard family for beating Uncle Leo up. Do you know that Uncle Leo has already served the White family for more than 40 years? Moreover, my father owes his life to him. When I almost drowned after falling into the water when I was young, Uncle Leo was the one who saved me. If it weren't for him, I would have died a long time ago. Uncle Leo is like a grandfather to me, but the Richard family actually beat him up just because you were greedy and wanted to rob Alex of his villa. That is absolutely outrageous. I do not want to be related to anyone as shameless as your family. I do not want to be the Richard family's son-in-law, and the White family does not want a daughter-in-law like you." Harold's father was standing at the side, his face completely pale. Lady Richard also had a terrified expression on her face. They had thought that Leo was simply a mere subordinate who was working under the Whites. Who would have known that he would be someone that was so important to them? Lady Richard was filled with regrets. If she had known that this would happen, she would not have bothered to snatch Alex's villa at all. In the end, she had not managed to snatch the villa from Alex, but she had also ruined her granddaughter's marriage. She had been dreaming of using the White family to become even more powerful and influential, yet now, that was all it was. A dream. The old lady wanted to burst into tears when she thought about this. Just then, Olivia, who was sitting on the ground, glared at Lady Richard before she yelled, "This is all your fault, old woman. You are the one who ruined my happiness."